What's up, Niagara? Are you inspired? I'm inspired. I'm a little tired, but inspired. Why am I tired? I've been chopping ice off of my roof because I have a love-hate relationship with frozen Niagara. Hate my frozen roof because I got a leak somewhere and I've got like a glacier up there. Trying to chop it off while we got some sun. Supposed to have a bit of a thaw tomorrow. I'm worried. I haven't had any drips in a while, but I gotta get all the ice off there, find out where it's infiltrating, and get it repaired. But it's like 4 or 5 inches thick, and that's in the thin spots. Some places are like 8 inches thick. It's ridiculous. But I'm taking a break from that, talking to you guys. I want to share my love of frozen Niagara. Look at this. Look at this photo. This photo is by Mike Miller. Mike Miller to me is a local hero. I don't know if you're familiar with his work. I've been watching for a couple years now, and he's one of quite a few local photographers that do a tremendous job of capturing the natural beauty here that it doesn't get celebrated enough, it doesn't get proliferated enough. I mean, look at this photo. One, at a glance you wouldn't know you're looking at Niagara Falls, right? It's an angle too few people get to see. But it should be a postcard, it should be a calendar. Probably will be my desktop photo for a while. Maybe not this one, because I can't really decide. Mike did these this weekend, did a tremendous job just from so many angles. One thing I admire about Mike, he's really honed his post-processing skills. He's always had the camera skills, he's got a good eye for composition. I don't know that he took it with the black and white setting, or if he did a black and white in post, but perfect photo. Obviously not a black and white, but again, another sight too few get to see. And it's my hope in the future, thousands of people will get views like that. Nowadays, in the winter, too few come, because they think the only experience they can hope to have is that experience, which is, a 30-minute experience. Am I going to travel hundreds, if not thousands of miles to experience that? And then what, right? That's why birds would be another activity. They could move from this to going out capturing birds. Today I had quite a few greater, maybe lesser black-backed gulls soaring over here, circling over here. Crows were out. There were starlings and robins and juncos all fluttering around here. Still having issues with my camera lens. At least the autofocus is driving, so I took a few shots, but nothing as impressive as Mike's photo. So we're going to focus on Mike's. Look at the drama in this photo, guys. Have you ever looked at the observation tower this way before? Have you ever imagined it like that? When you first glance at the scene, it's like a backdrop for Star Wars or something. Just what a great capture. Did he take it after dark? I doubt it. There's people on it, maybe. Amazing photo. Great job, Mike. Another one. You wouldn't even know you're looking at the falls. It takes you a while to notice this is a waterfall. It takes you a while to realize that's a railing and not part of a natural formation. Kind of makes you understand why we're not allowed to go on Luna Island in the winter. That's just one big sheet of ice up there. Just capturing a unique perspective on the waterfall that to me is amazing. Amazing. Oh, this one's so cool. What I like about this, there's a number of things going on just from composition standpoint. Mike's using converging leading lines that hit that rainbow. You got the tower pointing back at it. You have the bridge pointing back at it. You've got this crest line pointing back at it. You've got the leading line of this fence pointing right to it. And you've got the crest line pointing right to it. Brilliant photo. Similar to the other one, same thing. You can put that on a wall. Why aren't these hanging out in a hotel room? In our restaurants. People are like, what is that? That's Niagara Falls in the winter. You should see it. It's amazing. I often tell a lot of my guests, it's a 4-time destination. You got to come in the spring, you got to come in the summer, you got to come in the fall, you got to come in the winter. Winter, though, you got to pick your spot as far as I'm concerned. You want a cold winter, or at least a cold month like we've just had, so you got a serious freeze, and then you want to come right after a fresh snowfall, so it's just gleaming white, pristine, crisp, beautiful. And Mike went out, took his camera and captured it for us, shared it with us, and he was happy to allow me to share it with you guys, and I'm glad he did, because this kind of stuff I'm talking about, this inspirational aspect of where we live. Imagine if, there's all sorts of famous photographers who, or high level pro photographers come to Niagara Falls for whatever marketing reason to capture photo. They tend to get the same perspective. It's so cliche to me now. This isn't cliche, not at all. And only a local can really capture it this way. And now Mike, I don't know how you improve on it, but what I do know from my own photography is Mike sat there, he worked on this in post-processing, and he's thinking, oh my God, I wish I'd done X or Y or Z or some combination thereof. And now he knows the conditions under which he can go back and improve on what's already, an unimprovable image. We've got to celebrate our local artists. We have to promote our local artists. We have to encourage our local artists to continue developing their talents. Imagine if there were 100 Mikes in town. They'd be working with each other. They'd be sharing tips. They would be improving so much faster. And Mike's improved immensely over just the last couple of years. So God bless him. But if he had more people helping him, more people giving him tips, more people discovering this preset in Photoshop or that trick in Lightroom, and sharing that with them, and then he's sharing what he's discovering with them. And they're looking at each other's work saying, oh man, how did you do that? Oh, I did it like this. Oh my God. We should be producing, because we have the subject matter here, we should be producing some of the greatest landscape photographers on the planet. But we don't, because we're frozen. That's my other hateful thing. We are frozen in time in Niagara Falls. And we don't celebrate those little things enough, right? And we should. Isn't this the Valentine's photo for 2022? Has anyone noticed the little heart sun's making? It's adorable. It's amazing. It's somewhat luck, but, luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. The guy was prepared and he got out there. So it wasn't simply luck. It was preparation meeting opportunity, and it's amazing. And he's not alone. I've taken hundreds of photos of my own building. Max Eddy every couple of years drops by randomly, takes a photo of the building, and every time it's like better than any photo I've taken of the building. He's just got a knack for capturing architecture in the city. He goes out and he does landscapes too. He does the gorge. He does the falls. It's incredible work. We don't celebrate it enough. There's Doug Ramio. I'm sorry, Doug, if you're watching, sorry if I've abused your name. Tell me how to pronounce it. But same thing. This guy's been doing it for years. The whole 8 years I've been back in town, I've seen his work. I've seen his work actually hanging up in restaurants. So that's great. But it's not celebrated enough, not promoted enough. Calendars. The calendars that are done for Niagara Falls, again, they pay someone to come in and do things. We should be having a calendar contest. Mike should be submitting his work. He'll probably get, he'll get all, just this shoot, he wins winter, hands down. All right, we give him December, January, February, and March with this photo shoot. But, if there's other people competing against him, they get a better shot, well, then he doesn't get all 4 months. Maybe he gets whittled down to 3 or 2 or just 1. Or maybe we got to do tons of different pages. I entered a bird photo to a calendar way back in March. It got published as part of that calendar. They did 12 photos per month, right? Like a 3x4 matrix for the calendars. So my bird photo is one of 12 for, I think, November of this upcoming year. I'm not sure. My point is, that's some company, some far-off company that just posted, send us your photos for the New York State calendar. Where's the Niagara Falls calendar? Just wanted to share this inspirational frozen Niagara with you guys. And see if you guys can get inspired by what he's done. Encourage. You got a kid who's interested in photography, encourage him. Be honest with your critiques. They should be constructive critiques. I've given my constructive critique before. I got nothing. I'm just wowed by this particular shoot. Crushed it. He crushed it. No, flawless. So stay inspired, Niagara. Next, I want to introduce you to permaculture.
Permaculture, coined by co-founder Bill Mollison, is a combination of the words permanent and agriculture. Permaculture is an ethically based design system for human habitation that's in harmony with the natural world. As Mollison put it, it's the harmonious integration of landscape and people, providing for their food, energy, shelter, and other material and non-material needs in a sustainable way. Of course, you can't have a permanent agriculture without a culture to support it, and so permaculture is also permanent culture. So let's talk about the word permanent for a minute. Permanent means something stable and enduring. When something is permanent, it can continue indefinitely without change. So when we're talking about our food, water, energy, and shelter, we're talking about systems and structures that are designed to last and not degrade. Permanent agriculture is sustainable. It has the ability to sustain indefinitely. And if food, water, energy, and shelter systems are to sustain, then they also need to create more energy than they took to make, to regenerate. And that is the type of designs and structures we create with permaculture. Those that are regenerative of soils, clean water, healthy food, building materials, and natural biodiversity.
Well, that's a quick intro to permaculture. I struggled a lot to try to find a way to explain it, make it the abstraction concrete. I think that short video does the best job, but I don't think you can really understand permaculture till you start to learn the design principles that are behind permaculture. So I'm going to leave it there for now. We got the whole month to delve into this, but it's a very, very important concept. And honestly, the regenerative agriculture that I talked about in January falls under the umbrella of permaculture. And since permaculture was first conceptualized, the soil sciences have advanced. Therefore, regenerative agriculture is really taking off in a way that permaculture really hasn't yet. But I think the design principles underpinning permaculture apply much more directly to urban habitats and apply much more directly to the things we need to think through to get from where we are to where we want to be. And so we're going to delve more into that in coming episodes, so stay tuned. And please smash the like button, subscribe to these, that way you get notifications. Share the videos, particularly with anyone who lives in Niagara Falls. As we move towards March, we're going to be marching towards face-to-face interaction. We're going to be marching towards really discussing this at the community level, folks. So just want to lay a foundation, get us all, have a common context, a common sphere of knowledge, a common understanding of some of these concepts before we have those conversations. But we have to have them. It's important. We cannot remain frozen. We have to thaw out our economy. We've got to heat it up. We can't continue this way because it's not sustainable. Stay inspired. Thank you, guys.